Hi everybody! This lecture is dedicated to the line and its properties. Properties of the line are not very numerous, and it is darkness of the line and thickness of the line. Pressing pencil harder, we get a darker line, and pressing lighter, of course, lighter one. Thickness of the line depends on sharpness of the pencil. To draw light and thin line, we use sharp pencil with hard lead. We touch paper very lightly. If we want to get lines darker and thicker, we press pencil harder and we get thicker and darker lines. If we want to get really thick lines, we use soft pencil, 4B for example, and it must be blunt pencil with blunt tip. When we press hard, we get very thick and dark line. And with the same pencil we can draw very thick but light line if we press pencil lightly to the paper. And we can draw the line with different thickness and lightness inside itself. We can start drawing the line thin and light, when pressing harder, continue thicker and darker, and to the end lighter again. We can start the line thick and dark, and when pressing less, draw it thinner. Lines are something like alphabet. With this alphabet, we can construct not the words, but something more similar to hieroglyphs. And we'll be using these hieroglyphs to describe the objects in our sketches. It is very easy to understand meaning of these hieroglyphs, because they are built on the logic. I'll draw some kind of landscape to give an example how it works. This is line of the earth. Above this line I plant distant forest. Trees are growing upright, so I use vertical lines. It looks quite naturally. On the edge of the woods I draw the shack. I do it with horizontal lines because the shack is built of the horizontal layers of tree stems, and some lines to show the window and roof and additional part of the shack. Then I draw the tree closer to us with more details. The stem I draw with two lines, and I add feather-like lines to show the branches. These lines just show direction of main branches. I add couple of trees farther from us. Difference is only in thickness of the stems. I draw them with only one line. And now I add some kind of perspective to show depth in the landscape. I draw lines of grass. The grass in big distance I see like flat uniform surface. Closer I see it like the little lines, and in front of me I see separate blades of grass. So I draw horizontal line with little zigzags. I show the distant grass. And another line with bigger zigzags for grass closer to us. And one more. And the grass in front of us I draw with big zigzags, pressing the pencil little harder. Our landscape is ready. We made it with few lines using the line language to describe the objects. Let's try another example. It will be city landscape. Above the line of the earth I put a rectangle made of vertical lines. It depicts a tall building, and the vertical lines accentuate its tallness. Close to it I draw a long building using horizontal lines. And one more rectangle and more, and now we have a block of buildings. On the buildings closest to us I draw some details. Roofs, windows. Now I draw few horizontal lines beneath my buildings. to show a road and sidewalks. I plant some trees and put some cars on the road, again just with few lines. And finally, with thin and short vertical lines, I draw tiny human figures. Now landscape is ready. It is small and laconic, but informative. So now you know what I mean speaking of the line language and hieroglyphs made of different lines. On this video I used for examples imaginary landscapes. You can try to invent your own imaginary landscapes using the same approach. On the next video I'll show you how to use line language in case of a real landscape. See you soon. Bye bye.